A young star who was sold has spoken out against the club, and his comments have left many fans furious. But hold on, that's our main story and it's coming at the end. Before that, there are two other bombs you need to know about, one involving the Wembley hero, and the other bizarre Premier League rule that took a key man off Newcastle's bench. Stay with me until the end. This is going to heat up. Story 1. Dan Burn warned Chelsea. St. James Park is a different beast. Guess who stepped up and spoken out ahead of the huge clash with Chelsea? Dan Burn, the towering centre-back, famous for his heroics at Wembley, didn't hold back. He made it clear, playing at St. James Park is a whole different experience. The pressure is real. Newcastle and Chelsea are neck and neck in the Premier League table, level on points. The only difference is goal difference, and Newcastle has a slight edge. And guess what? They'll face each other this weekend in a match that could decide who gets a Champions League spot. It's what we call a six-pointer, one of those games that can define an entire season. Speaking to Newcastle World, Burns said this match feels like a cup final due to how high the stakes are. And he firmly believes a home crowd could be the game changer. According to him, when Newcastle play at home with the fans in full voice, it's like having an extra man on the pitch, and the Geordie faithful know exactly what that means. Even after the frustrating draw against Brighton, Burns chose to focus on the positives. He said the team showed character by coming back after going behind. He also praised Alexander Isak, who had to take 3 penalties. 2 were ruled out, and only the third counted. Imagine that pressure. But Isak kept his cool, took it with confidence, and secured the draw. Burn pointed out that moments like that reveal the team's mentality, and that could be exactly what Newcastle needs to achieve something big in the final stretch of the season. Story 2. Bizarre suspension sidelines key Newcastle figure. This one will have you thinking, surely that didn't actually happen. But it did, and it may have had a real impact on Newcastle's last match. Jason Tindall, Eddie Howe's right-hand man and assistant manager, was suspended due to a strange Premier League rule. Why? Because he received his 3rd yellow card of the season. That's right, even coaching staff can be booked. In the match against Brighton, he had to serve his suspension and watch from the director's box, far from the touchline, sitting alongside the club's executives. Taking charge on the sidelines instead was Graham Jones, who usually works in the analysis department up in the stands. Now here's the odd part. Even Eddie Howe didn't understand suspension. He said that he was the one being more vocal at that moment. Yet it was Tindall who got booked. In his own words, "To be honest, I don't get it. I was there, I saw everything, and yet Jason got the yellow. It felt like they just wanted to silence him. And it couldn't have come at a worse time." Howe is still recovering from pneumonia, so Tindall had taken on even more responsibility in recent weeks. Losing his presence on the bench was a real blow. But that's not all. While this was unfolding, rumors started swirling that Tindall might be approached to take over as head coach at Queen's Park Rangers, QPR, a historic club currently going through some changes. Howe, however, shut that down immediately. He said clearly, "I don't know anything about that. I hope it's not true. JT's been brilliant for me. He's so valuable here, and I don't want him going anywhere." And in past interviews, Tindall himself has stated that being a head coach again isn't something he's chasing right now. He's happy being an assistant, and said the only reason he took over at Bournemouth was due to specific circumstances at the time. To sum it all up, it's been a mix of confusion, strange rules, and swirling speculation, all while Newcastle continues their fight for European football. Never a dull day at St. James Park, is there? Main story. Number 3. Yankuba Minteh hits out at Newcastle. I want to prove them wrong. Now it's time for the biggest and most controversial story of the day, one that's left many fans absolutely furious. Brace yourself, because this one's explosive. Yankuba Minteh. Remember him? That exciting young talent Newcastle sold before he even played a single match for the club. Well, he's broken his silence, and it wasn't pretty. After scoring a stunning goal against Newcastle while playing for Brighton, Minteh let his emotions fly. His celebration? Totally confusing. At first, it looked like he was thanking Newcastle fans. Then suddenly he exploded with rage and emotion, almost like it was personal. People on social media were left scratching their heads. What on earth was that about? We got the answer shortly after. In an interview, the Gambia international made his feelings clear. Every time I play against Newcastle, I want to prove they were wrong to sell me. That's right. He's using every match as a form of revenge. And so far, he's doing exactly that. 2 goals against Newcastle this season alone. What's made this sting even more for fans is the fact that Newcastle sold Minteh for £26 million, not because of a lack of talent, but due to financial fair play (PSR) regulations. The club needed to raise funds quickly, and Minteh, along with another young talent, Elliot Anderson, was sacrificed to balance the books. What's even more surprising? Earlier this year, Minteh gave an interview saying he held no hard feelings. He said he understood the club decision and was excited about the new chapter at Brighton. But now, his tone has completely changed. It's clear the pain of that early exit still lingers. To make things worse for Newcastle fans, Minteh is now thriving at Brighton. He has found his rhythm, become a key part of the squad, and even said, "I've fallen in love with the club. I'm happy here." Ouch! That one hurts. At this point, Minteh has become a bit of a haunting figure for Newcastle, one of those talents who slip through your fingers and come back to shine on the other side. So, what do you think about Minteh's comments? Is he right to feel this way? Or has he taken it too far? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this roundup of the 3 biggest Newcastle stories of the day, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. We'll be back tomorrow, because if football doesn't stop, neither do we. See you then.